welcome, welcome. I am Lisa Velasquez, and this is Self Love and Chill. I'm so thrilled that you're here with me today, whether you're watching right now live, or you're here with me, or you're watching the replay. I'm just excited to connect with you. I hope your holiday season is going great. And this intention that I set and put together, for this little get together, I want you to just come through and literally chill because right now we're dealing with a lot in the world. We just entered a new holiday season in a pandemic again. So I just really wanted us to focus on some self-love. And this really, the intention behind self-love and chill is really to get you to love yourself first through every area of your life right now. And specifically right now, I'm talking to my passionate single women who are dealing with a lot right now with the Novio season, like where's your man, where's your boyfriend, what's going on, pressures that we're getting from family, and at the same time, exes popping up, right? This is that holiday season where people start feeling nostalgic and whatnot, and I really want to support everyone to just take a few tips away to actually incorporate them into your life to make shifts and changes for a healthier mindset, a full heart, and just really owning who you are and loving on yourself. So, just to let you know, in case some of you are new here, I'm an intuitive love coach. I'm a dating and relationship expert, and I'm a certified sexuality educator. I'm the founder of Lisa Talks Love. I've been doing this for a minute now. I've been in the game for over 14 years, and I just love all things, dating from a place of self-value, relationships from a place of self-value. So anybody that has a question, as I go through some of these tips, I'd love to support you and answer your questions, and feel free to request to join. I'm happy to support you and coach you on the live. So just let me know. So I'm just going to get started and just want you to think about, I know we just had, some of us celebrate that holiday where we eat a lot of food, right? And recognizing that's a time that we get together with family, with close loved ones, people that we really care about. But there's sometimes we have relatives that maybe are not on the same wavelength as us, really don't get how we're living our lives. And specifically, if you're single, people have an expectation of when you should be in a relationship and how that relationship should be going on their terms for your life. That doesn't sound right to me. I don't know about you. That doesn't feel good. So I really want you to understand that I get you. I know that if you went through that, it can suck. And you don't deserve to go through that. But what I really want you to get is that in the end, even if they love you, their opinions don't matter, right? In the grand scheme of your life, it doesn't matter to the fact where those opinions can't control you unless you allow those opinions to control you. So you really need to get behind the idea and the mindset that, oh, like these expectations are based on their lives, not based on my life. So that's the first thing I want you to consider, that people are showing up with these expectations that they probably haven't been able to live up to for themselves, but they're trying to find another person to pass it on to, because you never know. That may have been what happened to them in their dating life, and they're just repeating a pattern that's got nothing to do with you. It will only have anything to do with you if you make it something about you, right? And what I mean by that is if you succumb to giving away your power, right? I don't want you to do that. I really want you to understand that this is a whole other situation that's got really nothing to do with you. And once you start getting that, when you show up for dinners or holiday parties, you're like, oh, like they're talking to me about what they think should be happening. This has nothing to do with me. So you can listen and nod your head, right? Or you can walk away. That's up to you. But I would say, I know that a lot of you are thinking about, well, I care about these people, right? And well, how do I get through this? So what I would say is start recognizing, to make it easier, that they may never change. You're not here to change them. You're not here to get them to agree with you, because that's going to be a whole other thing that you probably don't even want to deal with. But what I would say is, you can answer their question like, oh, why are you single? Or if they're like, a little bit more assertive with it or aggressive, where's your boyfriend? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, aren't you happy to see me? Do I need to be with another person for you to be excited to see me? I thought you loved me. Put it back on them, right? So, they're going to say what they're going to say. And they may say, well, but I feel so great. I expect you to be with this. I expect you to be with that. And you could say, I am. Thank you. I really appreciate, getting that I'm great. But I think that because I'm great, shouldn't I, take the time and decide when the person is, if a person is right for me versus rushing to hurry up to have somebody to sit with at the table? Like, I'm a whole person at this table, right? So you can throw it back on them. You can get a little cheeky, and there are people that are going to add timelines, right? That's when people start getting into the thick of it and start putting a little bit of pressure. I love it. Yes. Yes. He said, I'm with me. Exactly. I'm with me. So it's really important to get that, right? Because when you're loving yourself, you are a whole person. So it's you, it's me, myself, and I, right? We're here. We're here at this table, right? And really addressing that. And I tell you that, you have to laugh, right? Because at the end of the day, you are going to determine how things go in your life based on the choices that you continuously make, based on the mindset you have about your love life, right? So it's really important to consider that versus, what they expect. It's easy for people to point fingers and judge and say how you should be living your life because they're not living it. They don't have to actually get up every day and do what you do, right? I know a lot of you here are bosses, so you are running the show in every area of your life, and this is no different. But the difference is you want to go with being in alignment. You want to go with attraction. You want to go with what's right for you versus forcing things just to please other people, and it's not right for you. Because I tell you this, once you get into a relationship, it's going to be, when are you getting engaged? Once you're engaged, when are you getting married? Once you're getting married, when are you having kids? When you have kids, how come you don't have more kids? And when you have all those kids, they're going to go, damn, you have a lot of kids. So I'm telling you, you got to slow down and take a step back and tell yourself, what standards am I living up to? Are they my own that I've set for myself based on my own core values, my own feelings about how I want my life to be? Or is it based on someone else who's got nothing to do with what's going on in my life in a way that they're not calling the shots? I'm calling the shots. So you really get to think about that. And, they're going to deal with it their own way. You're not going to be able to change them. You can love them if they're relatives that actually care for you. I mean, let's be real. Not everybody gets along with their relatives. But I think it's really important to just let it go, right? Once you start letting that go, you're going to find a lot of your interactions are better. And, just let them know I'm not going to settle for just anyone. And then the time factor, that's the one I always want to bring up. When the time factor kicks in, based on what timeline, right? And I want to reassure the ladies who are thinking about having a partner and having children that you can always adopt children, right? You don't have to have that be something that holds you back or makes you push harder, faster in ways that are not clear for you, in ways that are not in alignment for what it is you want for yourself in your love life. So I really want you to think about that and truly, truly consider it, that don't race because it's a clock in a way that's not supporting you. Just look into what's authentic to you. And first and foremost, well, even more so, take care of yourself, right? Because I truly believe that when you're taking care of you, loving yourself, doing the things you love, making choices from a place of self-love, that is how you're going to actually align and attract the life that you want for yourself, right? Those practices, but showing up for it all. And that's how someone that's in alignment with you and that's for you and right for you is going to show up, right? And I know a lot of the time, I've been doing this forever. When's it gonna come? And I get that, right? I really do. I'm here with you on that. I would always suggest, if you're feeling that way, why are you feeling impatient? Look into yourself. And, and what are some of the things that you could be doing for you that could support you to put your energy into the world more? Because sometimes that's what it is. I think because of the pandemic, we're so much in isolation that we're not able to go everywhere. And I totally get that. But what are some creative ways you can put your energy out there that can have you meet and connect with the right person without it being forceful? Joining a dating website and attending co-ed virtual events or same-sex cultural and virtual events that are in alignment with you. You can meet people that are on the same wavelength as you, and you never know who you can connect with. I've heard so many people and clients of mine that have met people online, and I don't even mean online dating. I mean through online events, because you never know who you're going to connect with and vibe with. You just never know how it's going to happen. Sometimes it can be a virtual professional event. You meet someone, and I think that when you are outside the box with it, I think that can really help you. I know there's some dating sites also that I believe the League, they're pretty tough to get into. You can actually do virtual dating. They actually set you up on virtual dates, and it'll help you break the ice with connecting with people, because a lot of the time, like, we're kind of rusty, right? We're rough around the edges because we haven't been communicating, on a romantic level for a minute now. And I think it's so important that, you get out there and have these conversations. And it's not to say that, the first conversation you have has to be with the one, but it's really about the first conversation can get you in alignment with showing up with in a way that is honoring who you truly are and what you truly want in a relationship, because that attraction starts with you, right? And what you also want to do, going back to the whole dynamic about family, and expectations, is reminding yourself, like, I'm doing me, I'm taking care of me. The expectations I set are the ones I set. Because sometimes when we're in there connecting with people, we have the pressure still in our minds. And I always suggest that when you go on any date, I don't care if it's virtual, in person, wherever it is, that you ground your energy and set an intention. And I always recommend setting the intention for connecting authentically with this person, right? Being a good human, being compassionate, enjoying yourself, and understanding that this is an opportunity for me to authentically connect and learn about this person, and allow this person to learn about me, and see what we can, get along. If this is right for both of us, we can make it through and continue. Or if it's not, we can part ways amicably, right? You don't have to do it in a way that's cruel, because I always say you're creating your karma every day with every interaction. So I really want you to get that, it's about connecting. So I know I gave you like so many tips there. I just want to check time. It's still really early. Does anybody have a question? You don't have to come on if you don't want to. I know people get shy, but I'm more than happy to coach you online. But if you have a question about dating from a place of self-value, or with boundaries with family, or dealing with exes, which I'll get into in a minute, but I really, really want you to get that your love life gets to be determined by you. And that's first and foremost going to be how you're showing up for your self-love, right? Because that's what it's all about. If you really want to shift in your love life, that's the place you need to come from. Like, there's no compromising on that. There's no changing on that. And I'm even going to say this, and then some of you are going to be like, well, what about those people that I know are not nice and they're in relationships? I'm like, don't think that relationship is great. Okay? Like, don't think for 1 minute that they're in some happy, harmonious relationship just because they're in a relationship and they're not the nicest person. Okay? Like, who the hell wants to be around somebody that's cruel? So just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you love yourself. Okay? It really, truly doesn't mean that. It just means they're in a relationship. It's not hard to get into a relationship, believe it or not. I know people are like, well, it's been hard for me. And like, I get it. Because if you've been doing you and taking care of yourself, right, you're going to push away people that are not right for you. And if you've been dealing with people that haven't been right for you for years, it's going to take a minute sometimes to like push that away. But the reality is, the only way you can get rid of people who are not right for you, and I'm going to go right into this now. Let's just jump into the exes, right? Whether they were an actual person you were in a relationship with. Oh yeah, Tracy, there's never a perfect relationship. I could not agree more. And we are not looking for perfection. We're looking for purpose and alignment here. So if you're, dealing with someone who is an ex, someone you were in a relationship with, or someone that you were in a situationship where you weren't in a committed relationship, I always tell my ladies that there's this thing where you're committing to people who are single. Like, never commit before you're in a committed relationship where that's mutual. And I really think it's important to consider like how we commit. It's great to like show up in alignment and it's great to like be committed and connected, but do not commit to a relationship before there is a commitment. Do not commit to a person before there is a commitment. So if it's not a mutual thing, dead it. Like, you don't need to be showing up, giving your all, investing your all in someone that's like, whatever, I'm just here and I'm still single. We never put a label on this. So I want you to really consider that. So then you're probably thinking, well, what does that mean? I don't show up committed. Like, how do I attract commitment if I'm not committed? Well, it's about committing to yourself. So you want to commit to you. And what that means is when you show up, being responsive, connected, present when you're dating, it's very important to see if the other person is showing that in reciprocity, right? Are they doing the same thing, right? Are they doing it from the jump? Are they contacting you? Are they following up? Are they texting you back? Hi there. I want you to like really consider that. Are they doing those things? Watch to see if they are actually showing up that way. Because if they are not showing reciprocity, if they're not giving you what you give, if it's not measuring up, that's when you must stay committed to yourself and leave. Because the commitment is to someone and an opportunity in a relationship where the person is showing up ready besides you. It can't just be you showing up ready and they're not ready. They're giving you, it's giving me F-boy vibes. It's giving me narcissistic vibes. It's giving me, like he wants a girlfriend, but he wants to be single. It's giving me all those vibes, right? No, you have to stay committed to yourself and be out and stop thinking, well, I feel so connected. There's such a great chemistry. Girl, like that could fizzle out. Like like at the end of the day, if you hold on to that chemical connection, you're going to miss out. It's actually going to malfunction your heart. So you need to not hold on to that. And that cannot be a thing. So I'm going to go back and read some of these comments. Hey, Patty, I love that, to set an intention for the date. I think I can use that in my relationship when we go on a date, setting the intention to connect and be present to strengthen our connection. Absolutely. A lot of the time people have this mindset that if, once you're in a relationship, that's it. I think that once you're in a relationship, you need to level up the courtship, right? That way you stay connected. You stay interested and interesting. I remember hearing that from Florence Henderson 1,000 years ago. The mom from the Brady Bunch said that when she was on Dancing with the Stars, and I never forgot it. Right? Stay interested and stay interesting. And that's really about connecting and doing things to keep yourself interested in you too, right? That makes you attractive. When you're stepping into your own power, doing you, and doing you doesn't mean you are like being detached and like disconnected from your partner or anyone that you're dating. It just means you're filling your own cup, right? You need to make sure that your self-love cup is overflowing. Your vibrant energy is overflowing. See. Yes, see. Also be careful of what you're attracting. Sometimes if you're coming out of a bad space, there's an unintentional habit to attract the same energy. Sometimes you have to take the time to unlearn. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Yes to this. So I posted something yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, about when you are still repeating the same patterns. So there was a saying about one of the worst type of people you can encounter is someone that you share with that all the horrible things that you've been through, and they do the same thing to you that the last person did. So, and that's why I say it's important to really feel your feelings, deal with them, and heal them, right? So I really want you to get that if you are still in that space, it's important for you to do the work. This is the work I do with clients. This is why I do love coaching, because I have seen so many relationships where you go from one and you break up and then you're repeating the same pattern. It's because you haven't healed that pattern. You haven't looked at, what your love blueprint is. You haven't had the love breakthrough where you look at the love examples, your love identity, and that love story that has you telling the same story in your head through your mindset. And that comes from karmic love patterns, right? Sometimes we're repeating the same cycles because of what we saw growing up, right? What was love? What did we learn about love growing up that has us continue repeating the patterns and saying yes to the same partner? Now, how you can start doing this is One, if you need my support, go into the link in my bio and you can book a love breakthrough session, and I'd be happy to support you there. And to get you started now with thinking about that and doing some of the things, I would always say when an ex pops up, especially around this time of the year, right? It's really important to look at what's going on. If they send you a text out of nowhere, I'm not even gonna lie, I got some texts too, and I was like, "Are you joking right now? Is this really happening?" So people will act like they never had a bad experience with you, like everything was fine, and you're like, "I don't remember it like that," and they'll contact you for whatever reason. And what I do is what I also tell my clients to do is that's the moment where you delete and block, especially if you know you're not here for it, because there is no conversation that's going to change the past, right? You can forgive the person and move on with your life. You don't have to forgive them and reconnect with them. You can forgive and move on. But if you know that you see them and you're feeling vulnerable in a way where you feel like, like they can connect with you again, and you feel like you want to reconnect, but you know they're going to hurt you and they haven't healed and you're not even sure, like that's when you don't want to interact with them. When you know you're still feeling, in a place where like you don't feel strong enough, right? And at the end of the day, if you're serious about moving on, this is when you actually need to tell them no. And I don't even mean texting them no. When I say that, I mean just saying no and walking away. I posted a story this morning before the live about like that song by Miguel, Come Through and Chill, which is a little bit of the theme song for this whole self-love and chill, about how to deal with an ex. Like they literally will come back hardcore acting like you need to prove to them that it was real. You need to prove this, you need to prove that. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need to prove a damn thing. The only thing you need to do is to honor yourself and say, wow, thank you, universe, for this test to show me what the F I don't want, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to delete and you're going to block. Okay. And I know some of you are like, oh, that's hard. And I'm like, what's harder, deleting and blocking or going through the same shit again? Let me know, because I'm pretty sure you do not want to go through that again, right? I'm pretty sure you're like, I think I'm done with this crap, right? And if you feel like you can't go through that on your own, I got you. Just, shoot me a DM and let me know how I can support you. So I really want you to get that. I feel like there's a million ways to talk about it. So I will just say this, besides the block and delete, take a breath, step back, get a notebook out, do a little journaling. So what you need to do is ask yourself in a list, why did this not work out? Right? Look at what happened, right? And then also make a list of how I felt the time that when I was with this person when it was going really bad, right? Did they care? I'm pretty sure they didn't. So really looking at that, really taking a look at that and honoring yourself versus, just trying to go through it again. You have to remind yourself how you came through this, that, I've healed, I left this relationship, I don't want to go through this again. And like I said, it's the universe testing you, say, do you want something different or do you want the same thing? Because if you want the same thing, it's here. But if you want something different, you have to say no. And I will tell you this, like, what you entertain are your values. You could say you want a healthy, harmonious, loving, passionate, monogamous relationship. That's one example, right? With someone that's ready and wants to build a life together, right? And that's someone that's emotionally healthy, all the things, right? All the things that you say you want for yourself. That's just one example. Like, I don't know your life, you know your values. So you can say that. But if you entertain someone that is not those things, someone that has done the opposite of that and has shown you they want the opposite of that, they may say they want something, but they're showing you the opposite. And you may say you want that great, healthy relationship, but here is this person showing you that they're not that. If you entertain that, you are confirming that that's your value. You are confirming that that's what you want. So the only way to shift it is to say no, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need to have a conversation with somebody about the crap they did to you. You just don't. You do not. It happens because all you're doing is showing them that they're going to think, I'm going to tell you that they still matter to you, that they still matter in a way that you have enough feelings to express this and want to take that passion into the bedroom or take that passion into just being with them all over again. So you got to ask yourself, like, am I really over this? Am I really over this, or am I just going to keep repeating it and end up in the same cycle? Because if you do, that's where you're going to end up. And I know you don't deserve that. And I know you don't truly want that in your heart. But if something has been happening like this consistently, I can completely see why you'd go for it, because you're like, I don't know, this is what keeps showing up. Am I supposed to work this out? Am I supposed to go through this? Because when it's the same person, or the same type of person that keeps showing up, or it's that one person, right? Because let's be real, there's always that one person that you felt like it could have been amazing, but you effed up, right? Like that person that you feel like, wow, we really had something, but and then they show up again and again. You're like, when are we gonna have the end of this, like this love story? When are we gonna have a happily ever after? And like the only time you're ever happy after is when you choose your own happiness. Okay, you choose your own happiness and you find a person that you choose to be with down the line that it's in alignment with that. Oh yes, yesy. You can love someone and stay the heck away from them if they aren't right. They just aren't. Yeah, absolutely. I could not agree more. I could not agree more. What I remember Jan Van Sant saying to one of her clients on that show, Fix My Life, she said, you can love him from another address. And I was cracking up because that is so true. Because it was someone's husband and she was getting divorced and the person was a serial cheater. And, you know, she clearly was not someone that was going to put up with that. So you're going to love them, but you cannot be with this person. You cannot heal. Like, it's so difficult to heal if you are in the presence of the perpetrator. If you're in the presence of the person that is hurting you, it's going to be tremendously difficult to heal. You know, you may not, like, it's a lot. You're going to have to find ways to be away from this person. Right? If you're going to take refuge in moving out, or if you're going to take refuge in staying with a relative or a friend, whatever that looks like for you, everyone's circumstances are completely different. But even if that's talking to a therapist virtually, to help you get through it, right? Hi, Dr. Lisette. So I just really want you to get, like, you deserve to heal. You deserve to pour that beautiful, vibrant, loving, sexy, passionate, sensual, you know, powerful energy into yourself. And don't let anyone make you think for 1 minute that you're too powerful. Like, well, I am, right? That you're extra. Yeah, you're extraordinary, right? Don't let anybody try to downplay who you are because they don't have the strength to live up to, like, your levels. And that doesn't mean you're trying to get them to turn into, like, a, what is it? A square peg in a round hole, whatever that is. I can't remember. Like, you're not trying to get someone to shapeshift. At the end of the day, you're honoring who you are. And I've heard too many powerful women tell me stories about how you were too strong for the person, or you were too powerful, or they didn't like the fact that you were a boss. And, you know, we can go on and on about that. But I just hear it all the time from my clients because my clients are boss women, right? And at the same time, they're feminine, sensual, sexy women. And they want someone that's going to match their energy. They want someone that's going to be in line with their values. They're not here to force people to align with their values, because I'm not about that forcing life, right? You want it to happen naturally. Because if you have this dope vibe, right? Who's to say you can't meet someone that has the same dope vibe? The same person that is, like, here for you and, like, you know, where you could show up mutually there for them as well. It's something that gets to be, like, cohesive, something that gets to be so beautifully connected. And I feel like we are taught as powerful women, as, you know, strong women, as boss women, that we can't also be sensual and loving and compassionate. The fact that, I don't know where the hell that came from. We can go on and on and on, but I'm just saying that I've seen it. I'm that as well. Thank you. So I know my clients are going through the same thing, and I know ladies out there, you're going through the same thing. And I really want you to get that. Don't ever dim your light. Keep shining, right? And you will shine bright and you'll align and attract with the person that is right for you, versus you trying to shapeshift into something that you're not and holding yourself small, right? When you shine bright, you're a light and people can see you. And I just love it. And I love seeing my ladies win and really doing them and taking care of themselves and finding that partner that's right for them. And I'm saying that because when you decide you want a partner, you're a whole person, a whole woman. This isn't about somebody completing you. I'm not about that life, right? I respect you wanting to have a witness to your amazing life and your amazing greatness and wanting to build with that person, right? We're about building legacies here, right? And I love that. So Patty, attracting and allowing feels so much better than forcing. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, woo, that's right. Yes. Oh, thank you, Yessie. Ah, Lisette, yes, shine bright and win. Absolutely. No more making yourself small for someone else's comfort. Yes, compliment, Yessie, compliment, not complete. Exactly. Oh my goodness. That damn Jerry Maguire movie done ruined people for a long time with that you complete me crap. So yeah, I really just couldn't agree more. Like with all your comments, I'm so excited that you all showed up today, this morning. And I really hope these tips supported you. I really feel like it's so important that if you are dealing with someone or many someones that are DMing you, texting you, calling you, leaving you voice notes, and really trying to get you to step out of, step out of your comfort zone and step out of who you are to connect with them. Forget about the comfort zone. I always want you to jump out of your comfort zone and do different things. But we know when there's people that want you to do the same thing, that's not going to help you. Yes, I there. Positive thinking about yourself. Yes, positive self-talk. Practice positive self-talk. You could even say when they hit you up, oh, this person remembers that I'm great, but they're not for me. Right? Oh, I'm unforgettable, but this person is not for me. But it's also, like I said before, a test. And that test, a lot of the time, is to see if you were going to compromise on your own values, if you're going to forget about your own values, or are you going to stay loving yourself and deciding to not entertain what is not aligned with you. So in saying that, thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat or you can request to join. Patty, in other words of RuPaul, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? This is so true. Very true. But I'm going to say sometimes if you are a Latina, we are always taught a lot of the time to love others first, right? And that's the way we express our love. And we kind of have to unlearn that, right? We have to detox from that and shift from that. And we are valuable when we are not putting others first. We are taught that we are only valuable when we self-sacrifice. Nice seeing you too, Yessie. Yeah, I really want you to get that. If you're a Latina or a woman of color listening to this and you were taught that, you are still valuable when you are not putting everybody else first, right? The way you teach others to love you is by loving yourself first. If you were a mother, just know that I see you and I want you to know that your children are learning self-love by how you show up for yourself. So if you would like my support, I would love to help you. You can DM me if you want to let me know how I can support you. If you already know how you want that support and you're really, wanting a love breakthrough session, you can jump in and book that and I can do that one-on-one session with you. Or if you want to just do things on your own, because I know some of you are just quick to do things on your own, I have my Level Up Your Love Life course in there. It's a 10-day challenge for the soulful boss lady ready to align with her love goals. You can actually purchase that at the link in the bio. And I'm always here for you. I love to support you and I want you to continue loving yourself. So remember, trust that you matter, trust that you're enough, and trust that you are valuable. Until next time, love by example. Bye.